Hey, welcome to the Dre Way. I am so happy you are here. We have, oh my gosh, we have so much to talk about. Can you believe what's going on? I mean, and I can just go on and on and on about, over here, but look at this over here. But before I get started, on this show, you're going to get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me. And believe me, we have a mishmash of things we've got to talk about. So let's get started. Let's go! Welcome to the Dre Way. Yesterday I talked about James Comey and the ridiculousness of that. And now we've got Trump asking the Supreme Court, that whole birthright citizenship. Can we just change that? We don't want brown people that happen to make it here and have a child. We don't want those brown kids being a citizens. And that is what all of this has come down to, all of this, and nobody's talking about this. But the thing that, besides the Epstein files that are going to come out very shortly, because we're going to get the 218, it's going to come out. Donald Trump was like this with a pedophile, like it or not, okay? So let's move on from that right now, and let's talk about what's going on in the country. What's going on in the country is Donald Trump is just spraying things all over the place. He is literally doing harm over here, harm over there, all amongst a government shutdown. All of this is going on. It looks like hell. I'm sorry, but the United States is starting to look like hell. And I don't even know else how to define it. What else do you call just all the mayhem that's going on? People getting fired, people quitting, the government in just total disarray. It's in total disarray. And to make matters worse, we have complete morons, people with no experience, and every day we lose more and more people that were the foundation of these departments, the things that hold government together. It's being lost. And now it just looks like hell. It absolutely looks like hell because everything is just in disarray. And now do you have any idea how bad it's going to be when the government shuts down? Despite all this stuff going on with the Supreme Court, with the House, with the Senate, with just everything in disarray, we're going to have a government shutdown in a few days. Yeah, the government's going to be like, oh, well, we got to shut down. And Trump doesn't care. Trump was like, we might as well get rid of a bunch of jobs now that we're shut down. We might as well get rid of thousands of more people. We might as well get rid of more government. You have to understand the only reason Trump wants to get rid of everything, because then it all depends on him. Everything goes to him. We are literally watching a man become a dictator and king, and the great United States that, hey, this is our founding papers and our founding fathers and blah, 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 blah. Doesn't mean a thing. It doesn't mean a thing because you have an entire party, the entire Republican Party. No one is brave enough to get in front of a microphone and say, enough's enough, Donald, sit down. You're just the president. That's it. You're not a king. You're not a dictator. No Republican has the guts to put an end to this. We are all suffering. We are all, and I don't mean all in the United States. I mean around the world. Around the world, these repercussions are being felt. That's how, all because of one pathetic, awful human being. This guy for decades has been just the most despicable man. Year after year after year, he is just a horrifically bad person. And now he's literally the leader of the free world. And you couldn't pick a more horrible, awful person. A person with no empathy, no ability to tell the truth, no soul, no nothing. He's got nothing. And now the entire world is being led by this garbage. And the United States is getting dismantled piece by piece by piece. Oh, the farmers are getting devastated? Maybe I'll take some of this tariff money and just dish it out to them. What? Who the F are you? Who do you think you are? You can't just, I'm going to take some money and do this. That's not what you do. That's the Congress's job. And now we have a high court that just cannot say no to this man. They just, no matter how preposterous, no matter how horrible this man is, they find it really difficult to go, yeah, the president can do that too. The president can do whatever he wants. I promise you, I 1,000 trillion % guarantee when a Democrat gets in there, he's not going to be allowed to do anything. Nothing. The Supreme Court will come back every single time. Nope, can't do that, can't do that, can't do that, can't do that. Nope, can't do that. Because they did it to Biden. They did it to Obama. They're always going to do it. And that's why this has just got, it's folks, it's just gotten out of hand. This doesn't even resemble the United States anymore. It resembles hell. It looks like what hell would look like. And it's only going to get worse. If somebody you're like, oh, Drayton, you're being dramatic. Drayton, you're being a bit dramatic, Drayton. Really? Really? As restaurants and businesses close, as people are getting fired left and right, I'm being dramatic? And you think this isn't going to get worse and worse and worse? Because they are taking no steps to make anything any better. They can't even fund the government. They can't fund the government. Stop and think about that. The most basic job they have, fund the government. And this is why I have said over and over and over again, why would you put people in charge of the government that don't believe in government? Why would you do that? Somebody, anybody, please tell me why you put a party in charge of a government that you say doesn't work. That they say doesn't work. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you put someone in charge of government that understands government, believes in government, and can show you how good? Because everything we have is because of our government. Everything the United States has always been is because of our government. And here we are, we have one person, one effing person, dismantling everything that's been built. Everything. Has anyone asked Donald Trump for I don't know, what are the new rules? Since the Constitution sucks, since you literally leave out parts of the Constitution you don't even like, why don't you just write up a new document for us so that we know what the rules are? Am I asking for too much? Since you don't want to play by these set of rules, the whole set of rules that is our foundation, and it's supposed to be so important to us, since you have basically taken that and wiped your ass with it, Donald Trump, come up with a new document. Show me the new document that says these are the new rules. You know, I'm going to be the grand poobah forever, and then I get to anoint who I want next. Because that seems to be the path we're going on. Does anybody think that's not the path we're going on? Anybody? Donald Trump wants to be in charge until he points to somebody and says, now you can take it. And I 1,000% guarantee in his head, that's exactly how it's going to work. I'm going to tell you who's the next leader. And it's going to be somebody that I want. That's your next that's the next person in charge. I don't even know if he wants to call him president. I don't even know if he wants to be called president anymore. He may want a different title. We better wake up, people, because it's looking like hell. It's looking like hell. And this isn't what this isn't my future. I can tell you that right now. And it shouldn't be the future you want either. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't go anywhere. I'm just getting warmed up. Part 2 to the Dre Way coming up next. People aren't paying their bills. People aren't paying their house notes. Foreclosures are starting to skyrocket. Cars, auto loans, repos are happening at an alarming rate. And when you don't have an automobile, how do you get to work? I'm just saying. We seem to be in this awful cycle, and everything around us seems to be getting worse and worse and worse. I went by the food bank here in Vegas the other day. I at first I didn't know what the line was for, and then a friend of mine that was with me said, "Oh, that's the food bank," and the line just went on forever. And I'm just trying to imagine myself. What is our end game here? What is our end game? Because you can clearly see in Vegas, people are losing their jobs. People are starting to lose their homes here in Vegas. I mean, it's starting to get really rough here in Vegas. You can see it. You can sense it. You can feel it. Now, there's certain hotels that are still doing well. Don't let anybody tell you any different. There are certain money hotels that are still doing well because there are a handful of people that still have money. But the lower echelon hotel, they're all suffering. They're all suffering terribly. And they're all cutting staff and cutting people because the rich are going to the really nice hotels. The other hotels, the other 75%, yeah, they're hurting and hurting bad. For the first time ever, we're having a Vegas sale. All of Vegas is on sale. Yeah, 25% off this. Until stuff is 60, 70% off, yeah, you won't see the numbers come back. You won't see the numbers come back. But Vegas is noticeably hurting. And again, I hate to keep saying this, but it's only going to get worse. Because again, let me say this one more time. Tell me what the plans are to make it any better in the House and Senate right now. What are the plans? What are the plans to improve things? I can tell you exactly what the plans are. There are no plans. There's no plans in the House. Trump doesn't even want the House to get together because they are one person away from getting the Epstein files released. All this damage that's being done is just for you to forget about the Epstein files. The Epstein files, the Epstein files, the Epstein files. Because Trump is all over those Epstein files. Trump was involved with a pedophile. Any way you want to look at it. They were friends. And Trump was there. And Trump is in the Epstein files. That's a fact. You can't hide from it. It is what it is. We all know he was there. He was friends with a pedophile. And he was at the parties too. Trump was there. We saw him there. So now what? Let me know what you think. Don't go anywhere. Part 3 to the Dre Way coming up next. This is my favorite part to talk about. What have I been saying about gold and silver since months ago? And it keeps going higher and higher and higher. Yes, I have a gold link right here. Yes, you should start getting started in gold and silver. Gold and silver are going to keep going higher. They're going to keep going higher because we have uncertain times. And foreign countries are buying gold and silver, and you should be buying gold and silver. If you have money available, it is time to get it into gold and silver. A lot of you have signed up for your stash accounts. 4 of you have not yet funded it. Don't let the $50 run out. Put the $20 in and get your $50 and get started. Now, everybody has been asking the last 3 days. I bet you I've had 100 people ask me, "Is the market going to crash? Is the market going to crash?" It doesn't matter. The market crashed a little while ago. Remember when, was it April, the market crashed? I was buying. I was buying then. All it is a new opportunity. And look what happened after it nosedived. It went up again to new records. the stock market always goes to new records. So if it does dip, it's just simply a buying opportunity. I tell people over and over and over again, if you want a simpler life, if you want a better life, invest money in the stock market. 20 years from now, 30 years from now, you'll be going, oh my gosh, thank God I did. Thank God I did. Thank God I did. I have a fund right now that I put every single month $300 in. It's a very aggressive tech type fund with small cap, medium cap. And I just every month, 300, because I want to see what it looks like when I'm 80. That's when I'll worry about the account. I don't even look at it. I just automatically $300 a month goes into the account. It's QQQM. If some of you want to follow me in it, the ticker is QQQM, are the 4 letters. I just, every month, 300, and I'll look at it when I'm 80 and see how I did. But get yourself, if you've got a little bit of money, the link is right there in the description. Get yourself invested in some gold and silver. Get yourself some gold and silver. You're going to need it. Trust me when I tell you that. A portion of your savings should be in gold and silver as a hedge against inflation, because Lord knows over the next few years, we're going to have inflation. And in the stock market, it's always good to be invested and getting money in there. That's the Dre Way for today. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget, there is a new Dre Way each and every day. So stop by and let's talk. Let's argue. Let's disagree. Let's agree. Let's have some fun right here on the Dre Way. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day, everybody.
Whoa! Look at that. Water splashing everywhere, and I didn't even get wet. Seriously, if you want a pool like this, call the people at Unique Pool Finishes.
Hey, is that a fish?